Hey everybody, thanks for watching. I'm just going to give you a little introduction to the world of custom EDC knives, Mars Fire Forge style. These are some of the knives I provide. Of course, everything I do can be custom, so it could look any way you want it to. These are a few examples of skein doos. At least these two are skein doos, and this one here is kind of a drop point style knife. But these are good examples of EDC knives you could have with you all the time. And they're extremely light. This one weighing around 3 ounces. This one also maybe 3.5. This one's a little bit heavier, coming in just under 6 ounces. Let's look at some of the features of these knives. You'll notice they're all convex ground. They're all going to cut extremely well. These are performance knives. There's nothing kind of showy about these. These are all able to 1-inch rope. Try to do this without knocking over the camera. Pull right through, and this is something you could expect from that bigger size all the way down to this smaller size. These are performers. They cut well, they cut smoothly. Let's go with some super thick leather here. Look at that. That's 8-ounce leather. This is gliding through it so easily. If I'm not careful, I'm gonna cut my thumb. Look at that. This is a sort of cutting power you can have in your pocket at all times if you want to go with a Mars Fire Forge knife. So about a little less than 3 inches, or maybe just exactly 3, and a little bit longer, 3.5. This one comes in at 4. Various sizes for various uses, various carrying preferences. So notice the nice taper on this one, along with some jimping, false edge. That's a nice light one. Again here, taper and a little jimping there, and then a bit more special jimping here, and the taper and the false edge there. This one here, the customer wanted with curly maple, so we've got curly maple, and this is a 1095 high carbon steel. Notice for this one, we've got a swell out here. That helps with retention if this is going to be thrust in a self-defense situation. Also, that helps with retention in the sheath. See, it's not falling out there. We'll get to the sheaths in just a minute. So the guy said, hey, I like your skein doos. Could you get me a curly maple handle? I'd like a lanyard hole in the middle. I want it this size. And I said, sure, we can do all that. I forged it up for him right here, and this knife is going out to him tomorrow. So it's really just that easy. You put in the order for the custom EDC knife you want, and you get it handmade. $250, and this here, price-wise, would be something a lot more expensive, more in the 4 range. This takes a ton more work than these do. Stepping up, this is a little bit larger of a skein do. I designed this one because it was better for cutting through bread than a smaller one, and for cutting through cheese. I don't like getting through one half and then going through the other half. I like to cut the whole block at once. So this is just a little bit better for food prep. I've skinned a beaver with this thing. I've started fires with it. I baton with it. I've thrown it, of course. Just done a lot with this knife. It totally stands up to it. All these knives are going to stand up to anything you put them through. Again, yes, you can baton it. Yes, you can skin an animal. Yes, you can throw it. If you needed to, you can pry with it, although that's always just not a great idea. But you could do it. It can stand up to it. And these EDC knives can do whatever you need. Here we go. This is one I'm currently carrying. Not quite a skein do, more of a drop point style blade. And this one has a bit more of a substantial handle. You can get a full grip on this, so you can actually do some real solid bushcraft with this knife. This is kind of like that survival knife that was popular in the 2000s, like the Falcon even F1, the custom knife that Bear was using in his early episodes of Man vs. Wild. This is a real kind of bushcrafter size, but the overall profile is one which you can carry with you every day. The guard there giving some extra security and just a nice look to it. Of course, all the custom knives are going to come with a hand-sewn, handmade custom leather sheath. These sheaths are sealed with beeswax, not only making them very water resistant, but it also gives them some retention. So notice how this works a little bit like Kydex, locks in there. This one has the Alta clip, experimenting with that. But the 2 grommets here, you can also do a sideways mounting strap put on there if you'd like. This one just has a kind of a standard gun clip here, and this can go on the belt, that can go inside the waistband, or pocket carry. That's very convenient for that one. And same here, a little clip, which can be for pocket carry as well. And those are all stitched on there. So these are custom grade sheaths. If you sent out a knife to a leather worker and said, hey, make me a custom sheath, and he'd charge you 50 or 75 bucks or whatever, this is the type of quality these sheaths are, and I'm making them just to come with a knife. So convex ground, 1095 high carbon steel. They're all zone tempered, so they're softer on the back than they are on the edge. They're extremely durable. They're all going to be very ergonomic. You're going to find that I've held these a lot before you get them, and I make sure they're as comfortable as possible. And it's going to fit every need you have, not only because it's made well, but also because it's made custom, and you are in communication with me while I am forging you your custom EDC blade. I often will send video or pictures, updates as I'm doing it, and customers have been very pleased with that. So some EDC knives. Now, they don't always have to be small. Here's my EDC knife from 2015 I made here, and I carried this for quite a while. This is a good one for backpacking, so that's a little bit of a step up from the others as far as the largeness of it, but it's not hard to carry. This was an EDC knife of mine for a while. Now we're getting a little bit bigger, if we're gonna do some comparison here. Now we're getting into the larger, and there's a time at which I thought this was a small blade. Everything's quite relative, right? So that's another option for you, something cool like this. This mounts sideways on you. And then this is my EDC knife back in the good old 2020. And so this is just a miniature kukri I whipped up for myself. Micarta handles on that one. You can see the hamon. It's a custom, of course, Kydex. And yeah, look, this little guy, he's also, I redid that for him. So there's Kydex. I can do Kydex for you too. You see, since this is all handmade, done by me in-house, you can get whatever you'd like. This is also a little special. I actually did EDC this for almost a year. Bowie knife, big old Bowie knife. Osage orange handle, convex ground. This thing cuts like a razor, and then you realize how big it is, almost a pound, and how long that blade is, and you realize, whoa, this is the real deal. So you want to go big? I can forge you something big like that. What else we've got here? Ooh, that's got some retention. There's a Tonto. I'm gonna finish up here soon. Again, hand forged, hand done, like I've been describing. And then here's what we're working on now. This is gonna be a really nice EDC knife size. Notice the beautiful taper on this one, both forward and aft. Nicely balanced. That's gonna be a great knife. There's your size comparison. So I can do EDC knives. We can do kind of more heavy duty EDC knives. I can forge you up something to go back in time and take to war with you. We can do whatever you need because it is all done right here in-house, hammer and anvil, old school, but high performance. These knives cut well, they're durable. I take a lot of pride in them. So I make sure I take care of you with the entire purchasing process. Couple examples there then. Thanks for watching. Go ahead and subscribe if you like this sort of thing. Look back at my earlier videos. You'll see tons of videos of this nature. If you want one of these things, go to my website, marsfireforge.com, and put in a custom order, or email me at marsfireforge@gmail.com. I will get to you and we can talk about getting you a custom EDC knife or a custom whatever other knife you're looking for. We can do it all here. Thanks for watching. Enjoy whatever you were doing before you start watching.